Blissful, blissful day, beautiful people. I am your lovely host. I am presenting as Stephanie Annette. And y'all already know how this thing go. When I get one of these downloads, get one of these uploads. Ooh, 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 ooh. So the way this thing normally works is I will get this download of a topic to discuss. And then Spirit, in our own little special way, will confirm to me that, yes, Stephanie, this is the topic that I want for you to discuss. This time, Spirit moved me in a different way. This time, in fact, Spirit moved me to share with you all an incident that happened with myself on a New York City bus very recently. In fact, it was actually just a couple of weeks ago. So on a day that I didn't drive to work, my commute home on New York City public transportation, I was on the bus, transportation. I was on the bus coming home. And usually when I'm coming home, if I'm not driving, that's when, I'll check my correspondence, my emails, any calls or texts that I may have missed or whatever's going on social media, that sort of stuff, right? Usually I'm on point, I'm paying attention or whatever, but today I guess what the young folks say, I got caught lacking. So anyways, I'm in my phone, and then by the time I look up, we're at a stop, and this guy gets on the bus, and he has this look. Y'all know the look. Like, he looked unhoused. He looked out to lunch permanently. He looked like his elevator didn't go all the way up to the top. It looked like the lights was on, but nobody was home. Y'all know the look. I'm not trying to drag this man. I'm just saying it is what it is, and we got to call a thing, right? Okay. So before I could get up, because my initial response was, let me get up and move so that he doesn't sit next to me. I'm sitting on a two-seater. I'm sitting directly next to the window, and there's an empty seat right next to me. It was a whole bunch of empty seats. I don't know why this gentleman chose to sit directly next to me. No, I should say I do know why, but let me reveal that to y'all. So anyhow, he comes and he sits directly next to me, and I'm scared out of my ass. I'm telling you, I'm shook. I don't know if this guy is violent. I don't know. I mean, I just didn't know what to expect. And then something as well is like, the smell. Like, you say what you want. My stomach has a zero tolerance for it. Like, it would have been bad. It would have got really, really ugly. Okay? So anyhow, he sat next to me, and I'm like, shit, I want to get up. I want to move or what have you. But, sometimes, if you make eye contact with certain people or what have you, or if you make yourself hot, for lack of a better term, and bring more attention to yourself, it's kind of sometimes when they start getting riled up and everything. So I'm like, shit, what am I going to do? And then I very, very strongly heard Spirit say to me, what you gonna do? You gonna move or you gonna sit here? Like, what we doing? Because if you're gonna move, get up and move. If you're not gonna move, you cannot sit here with this fear, because your fear may very well activate something in this gentleman or what have you. So I'm like, damn. Now, I was scared to move because, again, I'm like, if I get up and I move, this might, he might get offended or whatever. I froze. I'm not going to hold you. I froze, right? So I sat there and I just started repeating over and over and over to myself, I am divinely protected. I am divinely protected. I am divinely protected from the crown of my head to the soles of my feet and everything in between. I thank you for my angels, my ancestors, and my guides, known and unknown, protecting me from all matters of hurt, harm, and danger, seen and unseen. I am divinely protected. I am divinely protected. I'm repeating this over and over to myself, not out loud, y'all, but to myself. Then out of the corner of my eye, I see the gentleman sitting next to me, and homeboy is like shielding himself and cowering. Like, when the people that grew up in my generation, when you was about to get a spanking or what have you, and you're bracing yourself for the impact, and you shielding and holding yourself like this or what have you, so that, the belt or whatever it is your parents chose to use don't hit you in the wrong places. And homeboy was doing all of that. And I'm sitting here looking. Now I'm getting strengthened and empowered. I'm still repeating the chant over and over to myself. I am divinely protected. I am divinely protected. I am protected from the crown of my head to the soles of my feet and everything in between. And he's getting more like, and I'm saying to myself, wait a minute. So you mean to tell me I got hands in the physical and the spiritual realm? Okay, wait, let me get back serious, right? Okay. So anyhow, The next stop comes, and homeboy jumps up out of the seat and he goes to the other side of the bus. So now he's sitting on the opposite side of me at the window seat on the right side of the bus. But he never takes his eyes off of me, and he's sitting in the seat looking over at me the whole time like this, like a scared child. And I'm like, what the fudge is going on? Like, what's really happening right now? Y'all know I'm really, really feeling myself. But now I'm believing what I'm saying to myself. Like, I'm feeling strengthened. I'm feeling empowered. I'm believing and I'm feeling what I'm saying. So I'm still repeating it over and over and over to myself or what have you. A few stops go by. I don't remember if it was Utica and Snyder or Utica and Church. If you live in Brooklyn, you know what I'm talking about, right? Right. So anyhow, homeboy gets up because I guess this is his stop. But he gets up and he walks backwards off the bus, walking backwards, still watching me and scared out of his mind. Like, he looked petrified. He looked terror-filled. I was like, what the hell is going on? I'm like, which one of my ancestors is whipping on old boy? In this instance, spirit revealed something to me. Fear is not protection. Consciousness is. Let me go deeper. Neville Goddard taught that states of consciousness radiate outward. Carl Jung, he literally spoke about the unconscious exchanges happening between people all the time. And there are a plethora of scriptures that speak to this very situation. Off the top of my head, I could say, let the weak say I am strong. And notice it didn't say wait until you feel strong. It's saying declare that that's what you are, even while weakness is still present. Or Romans 4:17, call those things as not as though they are. I wasn't calling myself scared. I wasn't calling myself vulnerable or weak or unprotected. I called myself strong, powerful, divinely protected, and eventually my spirit caught up to my words. Later on, when I reflected on what happened, at first, initially, I was thinking about what the spirit realm was doing to him. But when I had time to think about it, I said, what if it wasn't doing anything to him, but spirit was doing something to me? What if the very moment I stopped broadcasting fear and started standing in my divine authority, the entire energetic dynamic shifted? Maybe spirit was showing me that when you remember who you are, you stop relating to life as prey, Prey. You stop shrinking, you stop expecting danger, and you begin moving through the world like somebody who knows that they're covered. My question for all of y'all, and I really, really, really want y'all to get down in the comment section and get with your girl on this one. Can you remember a moment where faith, prayer, or consciousness shifted the energy of a situation without anything physical transpiring? Recounting these incidents or occurrences in your life where you stood in your divine authority and you made some shit shake in your atmosphere, it literally will strengthen, embolden, empower, and edify your spirit. It will remind you that if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you could say to this mountain, whatever that mountain is in your life, be thou removed, and it must what? Move! Good talk.